cooking, we cooking,
We cooking, we cooking, we cooking, we cooking.
we cooking. Everybody's cooking.
We cooking, we cooking, we cooking, we cooking. We promote local agriculture and local business. We cooking, we cooking, we cooking, we cooking. We support local fishermen and local businesses. We cooking, we cooking, we cooking, we cooking. We cooking.
So welcome to We Cooking Eclectic Vinci Cuisine. Gonna do another one of my favorite dishes for you, and we call it the Rasta pasta. Well, what does Rasta pasta consist of? First of all, you need to get a pack of your favorite local pasta. Now we know there are 2 companies locally that make pasta. As soon as y'all give me an ad for my program, I'll call your name on here. So, I'm using one of the local favorite pasta of mine, and I've already boiled some, parboiled some, pre-boiled some. So what does my Rasta pasta recipe consist of, besides some of this luscious garlic and some nice fresh onions that you see me preparing here? Well, in my Rasta pasta, I use pumpkin. Yes, pumpkin with pasta. That's just me liking to be different. I like my pumpkin because it gives me a lot of fiber, beta carotene, all sorts of good B vitamins, which I don't normally get like that, and we can get from plants. And I also like one of my favorite succulent foods, Christophine. So those 2 and some other little like seasonings like our onions and our garlic, and maybe a little flavor pepper to add to that. We'll see. And my favorite, you know what I like to add to that too? Ginger. When you're sauteing veggies like this, like Christophine and pumpkin, a little piece of ginger in there just changes the flavor all together. It's almost like eating Thai food, okay? Or I think it has a little Asian. The ginger tends to give your food this little Asian style flavor, okay? So I put my pot on the fire because Rasta pasta, even though you pre-cook your pasta, you still have to stir fry those veggies I just talked about, okay? Now we know it takes a little bit, not just, pumpkin doesn't cook in like a quick minute, neither does Christophine. So it may take a 5 to 8 minute to stir fry those things, right? So as soon as I finish chopping this ginger and this onion and garlic, I'm going to add some flavor pepper. Then we're gonna walk over to the stove where my pot should be fairly hot now, okay? I think I'll add a little bit of this green peppers to it too, okay? Oh, it's succulent. You should see how that just sprayed in my eye there. I'm glad it wasn't a hot pepper because that would have really, really smart, okay? So on We Cooking, this is what we like to do. Improvise, be creative. As culinary artists, the veggies and the fruits and all the ground provision and those things, those are our palette to create recipes like Rasta pasta with your local pasta, stir-fried with Christophine. I already got some cut up and some pumpkin. So now I'm gonna take my board over to the stove and we're gonna get ready because I could see that it's starting to bubble already. My pot's starting to bubble. So we're going over there and we're going to start walking, rolling, as they say, right here on We Cooking, Eclectic Vinci Cuisine, where all sorts of crazy type of cooking happens because we're real people, okay? Ah, do you hear that? That's my nice coconut oil taking up all the flavor. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, this is super. You can smell the garlic, the ginger, everything, right? Okay, so because the Christophine and the pumpkin take a lot longer to cook than the pasta, of course you're gonna add them first in here, okay? And you also have the pumpkin, okay? Now, as I said before, we have to give them a little time to cook. Do you see this beautiful palette? Okay? This is orange and green, okay? I like to have different colors. I like to look at different colors in my food, the different textures, because not only does the food have flavor, but it's also very pleasing to the eye. That's what I like to see in my recipes, okay? So I'm gonna cover this, and by the way, this is my pre-boiled pasta, pre-cooked pasta. I've already drained it, so I have it close by. So as soon as I finish with steaming down my veggies, and we want our veggies really crisp. You don't want overcooked vegetables. That's the worst thing you can have. Overcooked pasta. My pasta is always al dente. Al dente means firm. You have it a little firm to the bite, you know? You don't overcook your pasta. And also, well, some people like it overcooked, but I just happen to like mine al dente, a little bit firm. As I said, you know, right to the teeth. You can just bite it, it's firm. Okay, and then the veggies, pretty much the same way. Once it's steamed down and it's not breaking and falling apart, it's really good. That means it still has the nutrients in it, okay? Lots of the flavor and everything. So while this is steaming down, I'm gonna step over here and put my plates out, because I think this is gonna be a fairly quick meal. Our Rasta pasta, remember what we need is a 1 pound bag of your local favorite pasta. You could use rigatoni, penne. Sometimes in this recipe, some folks might like to use the noodles, the long noodles. I don't. I happen to like the macaroni style noodles. You could use the elbows, whatever else suits you. Your veggies too don't necessarily have to be, in Rasta pasta, you could use any veggies that you like. I just happen to use the Christophine and the pumpkin because that's what was available to me today. If I had eggplants and other peppers, other succulent stuff, I would have used that same way. So a Rasta pasta is not exclusively done with just Christophine and pumpkin, okay? So I'll be back in a few seconds to tell you how to finish this up, and so that we could serve it and get a good taste of Empress's Rasta pasta with Christophine and pumpkin. Soon come right here, We Cook It at Fairview Guest House, your home away from home. Peace and blessings.
"32 islands and keys are waiting to be discovered. Take a look at us now. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Caribbean you're looking for.
Our company, the Black Cake Company, we bake and sell traditional Caribbean rum cakes and black cakes. I'm originally from Barbados, and so my grandmother made the cakes, my mom did. We are committed to keeping a family and cultural tradition alive.
Beat the holiday rush and use promo code BLACK2014 at blackcake.com to get 1 free miniature cake with each full-size cake order today.
It's a must at every table for every celebration.
CK Graves and Company is the number one supermarket for 100% Vincentian. Vincentian Supermarket. We've got more of what you're looking for in multiple locations to serve you more and more. Oh yes, we're number one, CK Graves and Company, and we are Vincentian, a supermarket for you and me.
Wow, look at these veggies. They're just like looking so delicious. They're almost cooked, okay? Now, I really like my Rasta pasta without salt. or any of those kind of seasonings. But because I know folks who might be eating this might want a little sodium taste, so I will add just about a quarter cup of soy sauce in there. Okay? This is going to bring out all the flavor. The ginger, the garlic, the onion, okay? And we let that cook down till tender before we add our pasta in, okay? So this will cook down for another minute or two. Here on We Cooking, plating up, I have a special guest, the new management team at Fairview Guest House. I'm gonna have to ask, Brother Cameron, where are you? Come on in.
I'm here.
Right.
Good day, Empress.
What's up, Cameron?
This is
Rasta pasta. How about
pasta.
Yeah, give me a few.
looking delicious.
Looking delicious. Well, let's see if it's tasting delicious here. Okay? Come on over here. Yes, you can come either side you want. All right, cool. So let me put a little garnish here for you. This is my scallion garnish, as well as, you like flavor pepper? So as a Rasta, I'm gonna give you some of that red, gold, and green, because it wouldn't be Rasta pasta without the lovely red, gold, and green flavor peppers on there. Okay, and the scallion. You see the colors? Okay, now I want you to taste the flavor, Cameron. So pick it up and tell me what you think of our Rasta pasta.
This is delicious.
Is it?
Very.
All right. So Cameron, what you going to be doing for as our new management team here at Fairview Guest House, your home away from home?
What I'll be doing? Well, we'll be doing a lot. As at Fairview, we have the best rooms in St. Vincent. I mean, there's classes any rooms in the world. So anyone who's looking for somewhere to come out and spend a relaxing evening, a relaxing night, they can. Also, I mean, I know a lot of Vincentian has families overseas. They can just invite them to come. And Fairview would be available. It's your home away from home.
Okay. You have a contact number for them?
Yes, we do. It's 530-3260.
All right,
And
Cameron.
anybody can call anytime.
All right.
We're here, you can say 24/7.
All right. So finish enjoying your food.
Thank you.
All right. I got a little sorrel for you too. I made some fresh sorrel earlier
Wow.
because this is
I
the
feel
season,
so
you know.
special because this food is so delicious.
You are
I
special.
can actually eat this all day, all night.
Oh, wow. Well, that would put a little bit of weight on you there, huh? All right, I want you to try my sorrel. This is fresh sorrel, grown right here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This is the kind of drink that's made over the holiday. My sorrel recipe is just plain. I use the fresh sorrel. I let my water come to a boil, and I put a little bit of anise, you know those star anise seed in there for flavor. And it's sweetened. I like to sweeten mine with agave or honey, but I use brown sugar in this sweetening. Very, very simple recipe. Yeah. Couldn't even tell, huh? Well, cheers. Here's to your health. All right, Cameron. Thank you for tasting my food. Right here on We Cooking, you had the Rasta pasta, and we're drinking some sorrel. Right here on We Cooking, Eclectic Vincent Cuisine.
Okay, delicious. Best.
Come again. Now, have you ever wondered what it's like to feed little children for breakfast in the morning? Well, those of you who are without children, you know that may be a little bit difficult to answer. But anyway, whether you have children or not, a very good breakfast to make is oats, okay? Oats is really high and fiber. This is a grain. This is a grain food, by the way. It's a great breakfast food. It's also good to make pastries and cookies, and it's good for people who are allergic to wheat, okay? So, I'm especially making this recipe here. This is my oatmeal porridge, and I'm doing this especially for a young lady who told me that she likes to give her daughter Dora cereal. Now, you can imagine how much a box of processed cereal costs. Now, oats, you can get about a pound of oats in the supermarket for about $4, okay? You can buy another coconut for $1.50, all right? A little bit of brown sugar, some cinnamon, and there you have it. A real nutritious meal, not only for your babies, but also for all the adults in the house. Oat porridge, okay? So what we do is we take our dry oats and we soak them. We put them to soak prior to cooking them. Usually what I do is while this is soaking, I put my water to boil just a little bit, like 1 or 2 cups of water, depending on how much porridge that you're going to make. This was 1 cup of oats, by the way, and when you soak it, it doubles. So while the water is boiling here, I add my soaked oats to it, okay? So we put that in the boiling water, and we turn that for a minute, and this cooks very, very quickly, by the way. Okay, this is a breakfast that you can make right before the kids go to school. You can do this, prepare this a half hour in advance, have it ready for them. By the time they're dressed, they're sitting at the table, they're eating their porridge, okay? And as I said before, oats are high in iron, fiber. They're very nutritious for you. They have different vitamins. Look it up. I know it. I love it. I love the taste. It's a feel-good recipe. It's something that keeps you warm. And it's not only for breakfast either. You know, on a rainy day, if you're home and you have the kids there and it's not a school day, you can make that for them also. It's nice comfort food, you know? And there are many additions that you could put to the oats to give it flavor. I have a special friend of mine. She likes raisins in her oats, okay? I happen to like dates in mine, all right? Some folks would put nuts in it too. You could chop some almonds and things like that, okay? So now, while these oats begin to cook, okay, as your water starts to boil and it gets really hot, and let it sit for a little bit, and you see it start to bubble up, okay? And as it starts to bubble up, that's when you might add a little bit of sugar, okay? I use like 2-3 tablespoons of sugar depending on the amount of oats. I have a lot more oats today, so since I use 2 cups, I'm gonna use about a half a cup of sugar for sweetening, okay? So I add the sugar, and then I stir some more, okay? Now, what happens is the oat begins to thicken, okay? As it cooks, it's what happens. It begins to get a little thicker. And as it gets thicker, you can add your coconut milk to it, okay? As I said before, coconut is fairly inexpensive. Most of the time we can pick these up right in our yard, a dry coconut. You can husk the coconut, break this, crack it, take out the white meat and blend it in your blender, and voila, you have some milk like this, ready and prepared for you to add to your oatmeal, okay? I just poured a little bit of milk to my oats because the oats started getting thick, all right? As it's cooking down, you can add more milk to your desired taste. I happen to like my oats kind of thick. My husband likes his a little less thick because he likes to put it in a cup and drink it like a porridge, okay? I like to eat mine like it's cream, like it's really creamy, spoon around the bowl and everything, you know? So I'm gonna let this sit for a minute and cook for about 1 or 2 minutes more before I add the coconut milk, and I'm going to prepare my bowl so that we can serve it up. Remember, oats, as I said, is a highly nutritious breakfast. Ladies, gentlemen, single parents, both parents, when you are feeding your children, try to give them things that are good for them. Processed cereals out of a box that's imported here is not good for your health. You can spend a lot better time making a nutritious breakfast for your child, knowing that they're healthy, eating something like raw, this kind of plain and simple, raw oats. It's just the grain alone. It's processed, yes, but it's the grain, the husk taken out. These are all the fibers that you need for a nutritious meal. Right here on We Cookin', Eclectic Vinci Cuisine. We'll be right back with our finished oats. Serve it up for you, let you taste it. Right here on We Cookin', Eclectic Vinci Cuisine at Fairview Guest House, your home away from home. Preparing an oatmeal porridge for my special sister, Kiba. Hope she learns how to make a nice breakfast for the kids.
32 islands and keys are waiting to be discovered. Take a look at us now. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Caribbean you're looking for.
Our company, the Black Cake Company, we bake and sell traditional Caribbean rum cakes and black cakes. I'm originally from Barbados, and so my grandmother made the cakes, my mom did. We are committed to keeping a family and cultural tradition alive.
Beat the holiday rush and use promo code BLACK2014 at blackcake.com to get one free miniature cake with each full-size cake order today.
It's a must at every table for every celebration.
CK Graves and Company is the number one supermarket for 100% concession. Concession supermarket. We've got more of what you're looking for in multiple locations to serve you more and more. Oh yes, we're number one. CK Graves and Company, and we are Vincent John's, a supermarket for you and me.
Well, this is what I would give my honey for breakfast. And I hope he doesn't find it a little bit too thick, because he does like it watery, but this is the consistency that I love. All right, Ras Jacob, come and try some of this nice porridge for your honey.
What you have done for me. You know I'm a porridge man myself. Check this out. Yeah, I love it. Especially when you do it with the coconut milk.
Uh-huh.
Very good.
Do you taste the coconut milk in there?
It's very nice.
All right.
Porridge is nothing like porridge to start you off in the morning, you know?
I know
For
that.
breakfast. Yeah, I
Nice.
love it.
Send you off to work real healthy, right? Right here on We Cookin', Eclectic Vinci Cuisine. This is my oatmeal porridge. You can see it's not just for the babies, but it's for the big guys too. Right here on We Cookin', Eclectic Vinci Cuisine. Simple oatmeal porridge.
Thank you.
Welcome, baby. Welcome back to the final segment of We Cookin', Eclectic Vinci Cuisine. We hope that you really enjoyed this episode. Remember to continue to support your local fisher folks and your local farmers. Support local, buy local, eat local, live local. Right here on We Cookin', Eclectic Vinci Cuisine at Fairview Guest House, your home away from home. See you again next week. I just thought I'd take a moringa moment with you. Moringa is a plant that is not so well known, but is becoming very popular in the Caribbean, but it is known throughout Asia and Africa. It is a very high source of protein. Folks would use the leaves of the plants and cook them just like steamed greens and veggies and so on. It has all the minerals and nutrients that you could think of. I've heard it's called the miracle plant. We know that the world's forests are being depleted every day, every second as we speak. So as a solution to combat and to reverse this trend of global warming and climate change, we're suggesting that we plant more moringa trees throughout the world, like we've been doing here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Big up to Richmond Vale Academy, one of the sources where I got my seeds from and my seedlings, and we've been moving around and trying to plant them in every community in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. As I said, this is a very virtuous plant. It's grown from its seeds. By the way, this seed came from my tree, from the pods. They grow, when the plant matures, it has a pod that's usually long. It looks like a green bean. This is a very dried one when it's matured. So from it, you can get the seeds. What can be done with the seeds? Lots of things. You could make oil. You can also make a protein source to eat with it. These flowers are very, very high in vitamin C, and they're good to combat rheumatism and cold and so on. Call Richmond Vale Academy and try to get some seedlings if you can, and plant 1 or 2 in your garden, in your community, so we can help with the reforestation of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and help to make St. Vincent and the Grenadines a green and climate compliant nation. Let's reforest our country. One love. That was the Moringa movement.